Hello there, everyone. You're welcome once again to another video on the Ugo Amadi Football channel. And my name is Ugo Amadi. So, on today's video, we'll be talking about the Nigeria versus Lesotho World Cup Qualifier match that was played today at the Gospel Akpabio Stadium in Uyo, Nigeria. Well, the game was visionless, disappointing, a shambolic performance by the team. I don't think anyone can hold their heads high. Maybe to some extent, Semi Ajayi, because he scored the equalizer against Lesotho. But come on, come on, come on. Drawing at home to Lesotho, with all due respect to Lesotho, they shouldn't be seeing even a goal in Nigeria. But it's okay. It's football. Anything can happen. Maybe they score a goal and they get beat 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. But do you know why you lose? Do you know why the Super Eagles lost, or rather drew? Because it does feel like a loss. Is when you go into a game and you think your opponent is just going to roll the red carpet for you because you are Super Eagles. You think your opponent is just going to say, okay, you have players playing at bigger clubs than us. We will not put up any fights. You can just go on, score as many goals as you want, and we will even cheer you on. When you have that type of mindset going into a game, that is why you draw, because there was zero intensity. Zero intensity. Victor Boniface looked decent in sort of in spots, but not consistently enough. So no intensity, no desire. And the Lesotho team, they did what they had to do. Sit back, 2 banks of 4, defend deep, and then whatever you can get from set pieces, as they got, I think it was from a corner, they got their goal. Fine. That's what everyone would expect from a team like Lesotho. No one expects Lesotho to come to Nigeria, play expansive football, and then go toe-to-toe with Nigeria. No. And because they sat deep, that meant the Nigerian players had time on the ball. There was no press on them. But spatial awareness, just non-existent. And I think this lies squarely on the players, as I'm talking about the players, and the coach, Jose Pesero. He has to bear the brunt of the blame, because this is 4-2-2 experiment is not working, and it hasn't been working for days. It hasn't been working for eons. He's tried it, it's not worked. Go back to a 4-3-3. Nigeria is blessed with wingers, speedy, pacey wingers. This 4-2-2 where they have to invert and then go straight into where the sort of where you have a crowd of players, opposition players, is not going to work. And a 4-2-2 high press, gang press type of game only works when you're playing against a team, or primarily works when you're playing against a team that wants to sit back and that wants to play out from the back. Then you can press them. But if it's a team that, just like Lesotho today, decides to surrender position to you, what then your pressing is of no value, because there's no ball for you to press. You say, okay, have the ball. We are not going to chase you. We're not going to pass the ball out from the back. We're not even going to try to do anything, ping the ball forward. We're just going to sit back and defend. So what are you going to do? So this was disappointing. Nigeria cannot afford to miss out on another World Cup. Missed out on the last one in Qatar. You cannot afford to miss out on the World Cup again. You cannot. Because there's so many things attached to this. It's not just a team going to the World Cup. You have opportunity to get funds to develop grassroots. You have opportunity for players to sell themselves. You have opportunity for development cycles, of players. So you can't afford to miss the World Cup. Basically, this is the first game draw, and then you're going, I think, to play against Zimbabwe. That's the next game. This is just not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Just not good enough. Such a poor, like I said, shambolic, disappointing performance. Disappointing performance. Disappointing performance. Jose Peseiro should revert to a 4-3-3. Get Simon Moses. Make him play in the 10 role. Because we don't have anybody that creates in the midfield. There is nobody that creates in the midfield. There's no creative, and I keep saying this. Nigeria at this point, blessed with two of the best strikers in the world right now. Victor Osimhen, Victor Boniface. So you must take advantage of this quality you have. You can't keep like that. I know Boniface, I said he didn't play too well today. He only played well in spots. But you don't want your number 9, your leading striker, to be looking for the ball in the midfield. Despite the fact that he's skillful, he's strong, but you don't want him going back into the midfield to retrieve the ball and then run into the box with it. You need these players, make their job easy, get a midfielder to service them in terms of giving them passes. It may sound simplistic, but football at its core, it's a simple game. But now present day coaches, they try to make it seem like you're trying to study for, astrophysics or some thermodynamics. You're trying to unearth some unseen mineral, trying to get some metal, discover a type of metal that no one else has ever discovered. It is football. Keep it simple, especially when your team is coming up against a team that they are way better than. This is not a Germany. This is not an Ivory Coast. This is not even a Ghana. Right now, Super Eagles Nigeria is better than Ghana. So it's not like you're coming up against some top opposition where you have to be overly tactical, overly technical. This is just your player better than the opposition player. Play them in the right position, and you get a result. Have the right attitude going into the game, you get a result. This is not just for football. In life, generally, if you go into something with the wrong attitude, you end up losing. Like, for instance, I can fight John Jones, but if I go into a fight with John Jones and he decides to sit down, tie his hands behind his back, and just rest his head on the ring, I could have a chance, but even then, maybe I lose. But seriously, the attitude has to change. The attitude of this team has to change. It reminds me of how Chelsea players' attitude used to be at some point in this season, like the Brentford game. You go into the Brentford were playing so poorly against Brentford, and then Brentford got the goal. Then intensity came up from nowhere. Same thing, playing like somehow it's just written in the stars you're going to win. You're going to get a goal against Lesotho, and then Lesotho get the goal. Then the intensity arose from nowhere. So this is Shambolic performance. At this point, we're going to the end of today's video. Please like the video just to support me, not because you like the fact that Nigeria drop points at home to Lesotho. Just to support this channel, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click notification bell so you would be made notified when I post another video, like the video that I'll be posting to preview the game versus Zimbabwe. Hopefully that game will be better than this one. And so come to the end of today's video. Do have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe and stay out of trouble.